Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about one of the statistical arbitrage or Start-Arb strategy, pair trading. So there are two types of pair trading. One is co-integration based, one is distance based. So let's understand first what is pair trading. So in simple term, pair trading means picking two stocks that historically moved together. Take an example, Pepsi and Coca-Cola or Shell and BP. When their price dipped apart from more than usual, you bet that they will snap back together. This is the main logic. So now there are two main ways to do it. One is distance based pair trading. So in distance based pair trading, it looks for pairs with high historical correlation. So what you will do, you simply track the difference between the two price. If this distance stretches too much far from its average, you trade on mean reversion. Now the next or the second way to do is your co-integration based pair trading. So what is co-integration based pair trading? So you will check whether the pair has a stable and long-term equilibrium or not. Even if each stock dips over time, it doesn't matter. But first is you have to check whether it's a stable and long-term equilibrium or not. Now you need to run a regression, get a hedge ratio and calculate the spread. If the spread is stationary, meaning it naturally returns to the mean, you have a co-integrated pair. Whenever the spread gets too wide or too tight, you enter the trade, shorting the expensive side and going long on the cheap side, and exit when it normalizes. This is the basic fundamental of co-integration based pair trading. Now hedge funds have used this for decades. It's simple in concept but very powerful when combined with good execution and risk control. Now let's understand this concept of pair trading with an example. Suppose you find Pepsi or PEP and Coca-Cola KO have historically moved together, and today's price Pepsi is $180 and Coke price is $60. So first what you will do, you will run a simple linear regression. Let's say you estimate your alpha is 10 and beta is 2.8. So the predicted price will be, right? So 10 plus 2.8 into 60, which is 178. But actual price is 180. So the residual is basically your 180 minus 178, which is 2. So next, what you need to do, you need to check if these residuals are stationary or not. So you can use augmented decuffler test to test whether these residuals are stationary or not. Once you got that, and once you know that they are stationary, you trade when the residuals or the spread deviates strongly from zero. You might say if the spread is above +2 deviation or standard deviation, then you short PEP and long KO, and if it's below -2, you long PEP and short KO. And what you will do, you will exit when the spread return to zero. The key math is very simple. Your assumption is the residuals follows a mean reverting process. The speed of mean reversion is given by theta. So a higher theta means faster correlation. So this is the timeless logic of pair trading. Simple but very powerful when the relationship holds. You can use Python libraries for all this calculation. So you can use pandas for time series handling. You can use stars model libraries for OLS regression and co-integration test, which is ADF and Johnson, and NumPy for arrays, mean and standard deviation. Matplotlib or Seaborn, you can use these libraries for visualization. So in our example, suppose you have daily price data for Pepsi and Coca-Cola. First you need to import all your libraries, which is NumPy, Pandas and Stars model. Then you need to load your price data for both Pepsi and Coca-Cola, and then you need to run a regression to get the hedge ratio. Once you get the hedge ratio, then you calculate the spread. Once you get the spread, then you check whether this spread is stationary or not by using the decuffler test. Okay, once you done that, then you calculate the Z score. The Z score is basically spread minus spread mean divided your spread standard deviation. So once you get the Z score, then you calculate your signal. The signal is basically you go long if the Z score is less than -2, you go short if your Z score is greater than +2, and you will exit when the spread return to 0. That's it. So you have the core logic of pair trading now in Python. I'm going to share the Python code in my GitHub link. I hope you understand the concept of pair trading. Thanks for watching this. See you in the next one.